Hello, everyone. How's it going? It's Nordic here. Welcome back to another Watch With Nordic live stream where today we have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild in the fourth playoff stream of the playoffs, the 46th Watch With Nordic live stream. And we're back here yet again for a good one. And I'm very excited for this series. I think it's definitely going to be not as entertaining, not as well known as the other series that we're going to be doing in these commentaries, but still, it should be one that you should look forward to, one that should be fun. And let's hope for the best here for sure. All right, we'll get live with the commentary here in a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it. All right. So one thing that I forgot to do while I was waiting was to put up the lineup cards. So I'm going to do that here real quick. We're going to do something a little bit different here for this one. We're going to try this. Since the ESPN clock hates being fun with me. All right. Not expecting for this one to be as good as the last one. Yesterday's game was very entertaining. The last stream's game was very entertaining. So I'm not expecting anything too crazy here from this one. But, let's hope for the best. Some storylines to follow. Zeev Boyum making his NHL debut tonight. Straight out of Denver. We talked about Boyum many times throughout the year with the Minnesota commentary streams and things like that. And now he is going to be making his NHL debut in the playoffs. So we got that little bit of a Cale Makar type feel. If you guys remember, Cale Makar made his NHL debut in the playoffs. Now, I am not saying that he is Cale Makar, but this guy's going to be pretty good. And he's going to be playing third pairing with Zach Bogosian, as I'm pretty sure Lauko comes out of the lineup. Not 100% sure with that, though. Let me go get that to confirm. All right. Zeev Boyum is replacing John Merrill or Chisholm, one of the two. So, cool stuff. Okay, both teams coming out here onto the ice.
Stanley Cup aspirations for the Vegas Golden Knights. They have a leader they know they can lead them. Yeah, everything goes through Jack Eichel. He's the one who leads this team. He had a career high in assists and points this year. And he does so much on the power play. 34 power play points this year. Set a franchise record. He's the quarterback of that power play. Him and Hurdle, who stand in the middle of the
Showing off here, Vegas Golden Knights power play, which has been very effective here throughout this whole season. One of the best in the league for sure that you got to watch out for. So let's see what's coming up here next for this one. We may not do the entire game just because it's a late night here and getting pretty tired, but we'll have to see what comes coming up.
We are set for game one. Time to head to the public address and Bruce Cusick.
All right, going to do national anthem here in Las Vegas, and then we'll get started here with the commentary of game one. Oh, yeah, I got the legend Carnell Johnson doing the national anthem. Starting goaltender preview for you guys. Adin Hill is in net for Vegas. Philip Gustafsson is in net for Minnesota. Obviously, you have Marc-Andre Fleury as the backup goaltender and Samsonov backing up the Wild. So some cool stuff there, obviously. All right, here we go. Vegas looking to get their second Stanley Cup here in 3 years. As for the Wild, they're looking to get their first Stanley Cup ever. As they got Carrot Top here, who I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Cranking the siren here for Vegas in this high-octane atmosphere in Las Vegas. All right. Face-off is underway, showing off Kirill Kaprizov. And the puck is dropped. Face-off won by the Wild. Faber plays it on the right side. Check down low into the Golden Knights zone. Carlson behind the net. Battling now with it. Down low is Riley Smith as Vegas starts out their third line. Picked up then by Zach Braden McNabb, who moves the puck through the zone. Faber with it, regrouping in the Minnesota end. Looking for options here. Slides back down low behind the Vegas net. Picked up again by the Wild in the Knights zone. Gaudreau battling for it down low. Slides up in front for Barbashev. Stolen back by Jacob Middleton. Puck up to the point. A slap shot. And blocked in front there by McNabb. Down low. Hannafin. Battling here now. Frederick Gaudreau will pick it up and backhand it back into the Vegas end. Hill. Back then for Brett Howden. Down the right side. Dumps into the zone. Behind the net now. Saad battling here with Rossi. Picked up by Waugh. Thrown up to the point. Hannafin shoots it. Saved by Gustafsson. With 18:39 here left in the first period. Showing off Adin Hill, 32, 13, and 5 during his time with Vegas this year. Face-off now won by the Golden Knights. At the point, White Cloud, a pass in front intercepted by the Wild. Kick started now the other way. Vegas with it. Olofsson backhanding it down low. Faber looking for options. Will throw it behind the net. Rossi regrouping with the puck. Up through neutral zone. Nyquist fighting for it here. Puck is deflected back into the Vegas end. Here they come down the other way. White Cloud down the right side. Shoots it. Saved by Gustafsson. And the puck stays in play. On the right side, Waugh tries throwing it down low up to Zeev Boyum, making his first NHL shift. Throws a pass around in the neutral zone. And picked back up by the Golden Knights. Waugh tries dumping it into the zone. A trip there and won't be called. It wasn't really a trip, but Trennan did lose his edge. Kolasar battling here at the blue line. Knocked down by Bogosian. And cleared back down behind the net. Boyum holding the puck now for Minnesota. Boyum will move the puck over to the right side. Tries getting it through and dumps it into the Vegas end. Now down low. Here's William Karlsson. Over to Olofsson. Olofsson a shot. Saved by Gustafsson there again. What's up, Slick Nick? Happy Easter. Go Knights. Love to hear that. Sorry, guys. Wasn't looking at chat. Hopefully everyone's having a great day so far. Welcome to the stream if you're new. Please do consider subscribing and join a great community that we're building here on this channel. We'll be live for Game 1 and Game 2 of this series collectively. So, a lot of commentary coming from this series. Showing off Zeev Boyum's parents who are repping their Boyum Wild jerseys here in Vegas, watching their son make his NHL debut. In the neutral zone, it's Zuccarello trying to battle with the puck, taken back then by Waugh. Down low on the right side, and we get a whistle here for offsides. About 3 minutes through the first. Face-off. Won by the Wild. They'll take it back into their own zone to regroup. Down low, Middleton sends a pass forward and all the way into the Vegas zone and an icing against the Wild. Look at some stats by the Vegas Golden Knights. They average 3.34 goals per game, and they allow an average of 2.61, which is both top 5 in the NHL in terms of most and least. So Vegas with some very good underlying numbers there. They are not a team that should be scoffed at. Again, I know I see a lot of people not really bringing up Vegas, maybe because they're in the Pacific Division or it's just not time yet to hate on the Golden Knights, but I have them as my Stanley Cup pick. I am not backing down on Vegas here whatsoever to go on a deep run. Here's the Wild with the puck. Zuccarello shoots it from the point, taken back down low and tried feeding a rebound there as Zuccarello shot from the point, save in front. And it comes in on Hill. He'll make the stop and cover. And some loud cheers here from the Vegas fans. Let me pull up the shots because ESPN is not showing them. Which is just wonderful, isn't it? Of course they're not. No, that's stats, not scores. ESPN scores. Here we go. Face off here again. In the Vegas end. Won by the Golden Knights. Pietrangelo to Hanifin down low. Thrown around there, kept by Vegas. They'll try and move it the other way. Stolen back then by the Wild. Faber plays it up then for Kaprizov. Kaprizov tries sliding a pass over then for Eriksson Ek. Stolen back by the Golden Knights. Waugh into the zone. Smith shoots it. And it goes up in the air and out of play. Oh, my computer just froze. That's wonderful. What just happened? Okay, exit out of that because that's very glitchy. Sorry about that. Probably just glitched the heck out of my computer. Face off. Won by the Knights. Hanifin at the point. Pass in front. Karlsson shoots it. Save. And there. And picked up by the Wild the other way. Dumped into the zone then by Matt Boldy, who carries it down low as well. Pietrangelo Trying to clear it the other way for Vegas. Picked up by the Wild once again. Bumped off the zone then by Middleton. And taken back by Carlson. Smith to Carlson. Moves it in. A backhand save by Gustafson there. Taken back then by Boldy. Boldy up to Steve Boyum. Boyum with some room. Moves into the zone. Will just dump it down low. Takes a big hit there. Welcome to the NHL. Battling on the right side. Puck is cleared all the way down the other way by Vegas. Into the Wild zone. No icing, however. Rossi takes that one behind the net. Pass up through and into the Vegas end. Down low now, they'll fight for it. Rossi with it here. It's banked down the other way by Vegas. Wow, get it right back. Nyquist dumps it into the zone, but the puck goes out of play. 14:57 left here in the first period. It's 0 apiece. And I can't find a way to look at the shots. Let's see what this does. All right, there we go. That brings it up. Perfect. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Golden Knights. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here so far on this very, very late night stream here. It's 10 p.m. on the East Coast. I'm assuming everybody who's watching this are either Wild or Knights fans. Face-off won by Minnesota. Spurgeon dumps it into the Wild zone. Down low then it's McNabb playing the puck. It's slid around. Rebound in front. And the Wild intercept that pass, but they shoot it wide. Puck goes down the other way. Middleton backhands it through neutral zone. Brazeau now fighting for it here. Acquisition in the trade deadline. Back over to Hartman. Ryan Hartman. He's in. Save. Rebound. And he can't finish. Picked up by Vegas the other way. It's Barbashev. Tries dangling it through. I think that was Spurgeon and denied down the other way. Behind the net. Faber. Shots are 2 apiece here. And Hartman looks very knocked off after a big hit there. Puck goes down in the other way. Kaprizov down low behind the net. Throws it in front. And blocked there. Faber to Kaprizov. Stolen back by Waugh. Picked up by the Golden Knights. Here's Howden. Howden shoots it. Saved by Gustafson. Picked up again by Minnesota. Intercepted again by Vegas, but they have to wait because they're offside. Brodin will pick up that puck and regroup. Shots are 3-2 in favor of Vegas. Faber. A pass up through the neutral zone, back into the Vegas end. White Cloud now down low. We'll send that one around. A pass up then. Haig. Over. Down low behind the net is Barbashev, and he can't finish that one. Here come the Wild the other way. Zuccarello puts it through White Cloud. He's in, and he shoots it wide. That was a nice play, though. Down low, William Karlsson. Holds the puck. Wild trying to get to it here. Stolen back by Vegas. Gaudreau moves it right back into the zone. Throws it around in front. And Zuccarello takes it back behind the net. Tries giving it over to Johansson. But the puck will slide all the way out. Some high-flying action here so far through this game. Johansson to Spurgeon. Shoots it. Glove save there by Aiden Hill. And 12:48 here left in this first period. Shots are 3 apiece. We will go to commercial for the first time. It is still 0-0. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this one. I didn't think this one would be as good as the last one, but it's already looking like it might be better than the last stream we did. So thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. All right. All right. In commercial break. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you are new, please do consider subscribing to join the great community that we have here on this channel. We do these live streams every single week, 2 or 3 times a week. When it's during the playoffs, we do plenty more. So, thank you all for tuning in, and Yep. And timeout. I do have one rule, guys. I do have a couple of rules. Please no spamming. Please no spoiling. If you guys could hold up to those standards, I would appreciate it. Just because, I don't want any distractions during the game. It just isn't cool, isn't fun. It ruins it for everybody else. There's Lee Hextall. Sorry about that, guys. I don't like to be stern and commanding, but one thing I don't like is spamming. So if you guys could not spam, I would appreciate it. All right. Face-off coming here now. 12:48 left in the first period. Showing off Zeev Williams' family here. Once again, we're going to see them a lot throughout this, I'm sure. I still remember his story from Spin and Chicklets. His mom driving him to practice for 3 hours to driving him 2 hours to a practice and 2 hours back, doing schoolwork in the car in California at that. Just some crazy stuff. Hearing about Williams' story. Puck in the neutral zone. Boldy with the puck. Takes it back into the Minnesota zone to regroup. Spurgeon clears it back in. Aiden Hill picks it up down low. Back for White Cloud to Barbashev. Up to Eichel. Stone. Trying to move it into the zone. Intercepted by Minnesota. Eric's next sends it up for Kaprizov. He holds back. Loses the puck. Eichel steals it then for Vegas and dumps it back down the other way. 12 minutes left here in the first period. Faber banks it back down low. Picked up over by Minnesota. Gaudreau will clear it in. Down low then, Tomas Hertl with it. Pass up then for Dorofeev, who leads Vegas in goals. I talked about him in a TikTok the other day. Phenomenal player. Somebody I'm a really big fan of. Bogosian to Gaudreau. Up and over to Buyam, who's making some strides and gets it into the zone, but I think it might have been offsides against the Wild. So Zeev Buyam already making some early action here so far through this one. All right. Face-off coming here now outside of the Vegas end. And face-off won by the Golden Knights. Haig throws it around. Back down low. Dorofeev trying to take it into the zone. Battling for it now at the goal line. Haig will dump it in. Down low then. Gustafsson with the puck. Thrown back around behind the net. Stolen back then by Spurgeon. Spurgeon sends it through the neutral zone into the Vegas end. Behind the net then. White Cloud picks it up. Vegas takes it right back. Dorofeev trying to move it the other way. Haig is tripped and hit into the zone there. No call. Rossi will backhand it now behind the net. Spurgeon clears it through the zone. Foligno to Rossi to Nyquist, who's tied up on the right side. Up to the point then, Faber. Faber regroups in, waits, circles back around, tries throwing it in front, and Vegas blocks that one off. And somebody just got stuck within the boards. It was Foligno who got pushed into the post, and that did not look pretty. Minnesota playing surprisingly well. Yeah. I mean, again, I think everybody really was pretty obvious that they favored Vegas in this series. But, I mean, it's early. It's halfway through the first period, but I think Minnesota does look pretty good. So, got to give credit where it's due. They've looked solid so far. Face-off coming here once again. Thank you, everybody who is joining us here tonight. Puck is dumped back into the Minnesota zone. Faber now controlling it. Around down low. Played back by the Golden Knights. Carlson to Smith. Thrown in front. Olofsson, and Gustafson makes the save. Face-off coming here now in the Minnesota zone. Carlson here versus Rossi. It's won by the Wild. Puck is played around then by Trennan. Trennan down low. Gives it up and over as Brodin throws it around behind the net. Played back by Faber. Cleared all the way down the other way into the Vegas end. It'll be an icing against the Wild with halfway through the game. Wild started the season 17-4-4. They led the NHL in points. They suffered some injuries in December with Joel Eriksson and Kirill Kaprizov. They missed a combined amount of 77 games. And record without Eriksson and Kaprizov off. They went 10-10-3 in the time that they weren't there. Had they not been there for even a couple more games, Minnesota might have missed the playoffs. They're lucky they kind of got in here on the wild card spot. And Vegas is the favorite team to win, but so far they look decent. Shot by Pietrangelo, saved by Gustafson. Showing off John Hines, who has done a good job here at keeping this Minnesota team consistent throughout the whole way. And we'll get a commercial break here. It is still 0-0 in Knights versus Wild.
The great Heisman race of 1997 is a story about one of the most memorable years in the history of the Heisman Trophy. We thought the best way to transport you back to that race, to that era of college football, was to live strictly in the moment. We didn't do any original interviews. Instead, we relied upon archival footage to tell the story. The sights and sounds of college football are just different than any other sport.
Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning into this stream. I really appreciate it. If you are new, please do consider subscribing. But if you want to wait for that, listen to the whole broadcast. See how I am. We do these streams a lot. We will, and I can say this for the fans that are in here, we will be doing Game 2 of this series, and I think Game 4. So we'll be doing a lot of this series coming up. So get used to my voice. You might be hearing a lot of it moving forward.
Since 1935, the Heisman Trophy has grown and become the most coveted award in amateur athletics. It's right up there with being president. I guess an action is to Oscar football.
Watching a Heisman Trophy ad. What am I watching right now?
What do you remember about the 1997 Heisman Trophy race?
Let me close out of this and go back in. All right, here we go. I missed a little bit of time. I don't know what was going on there. 9:44 left here in the first period. Shots are 5-4 in favor of Vegas. Showing off Bruce Cassidy was the 2023 Stanley Cup champion when this team won the Cup 2 years back. They're looking to rewrite that narrative once again and go on another deep run here. Pacific Division champions. Jack Eichel with a career year, looking to get something going here. Here's Boldy, thrown back up to the point. Spurgeon, pass back over, thrown back down low. Kaprizov in the corner, throws it in front. Boldy shoots it, and it goes way above the net and out of play. Just couldn't get any real oomph on it. Just kind of shot it up and into the air. Didn't really shoot it forward. I'll stop with that representation. That was pretty bad. Sorry. I'll stop with that. Odds to win the Western Conference. The Golden Knights are second on that list. The Wild, in terms of teams in the playoffs, they're dead last. Face-off, won by the Wild. Faber throws it back down low. Boldy shoots it, blocked in front down low. Picked up by Haig. Over then as it's cleared all the way down the other way. Behind the net, icing against the Golden Knights. A little under 11 minutes in. Oh, is that what I said? Sorry. Into the zone. Probably not into the net. Tired. Sorry. Face off here, won by the Wild. At the point, Faber throws it around down low, behind the net. Picked up by Boldy, who sends it in front to Kaprizov. To Boldy, back in the corner, who fights with Hanifin, who tries to send it up, but it's blocked by a Golden Knight and picked back up the other way. Howden sends it through the zone. Kolasar racing forward. He's got Brodin alongside him, and Eric's neck comes in and swoops up that puck. Battling down low in the zone. Faber backhands it up through. Pietrangelo battling here with Kaprizov. Back on the right side. Golden Knights finally pick it up. Hanifin at the point. Kolasar shoots it just wide of the net. Kaprizov throws it back down low behind the net. 8:30 here left in this first period. Still no goals. Pietrangelo will carry that puck along. Pass up then, intercepted by the Wild. Gaudreau with it. Back down low then for Bogosian. Over then for Saad, who sends it down low. McNabb will regroup. Up then for Saad. Over for Hurdle, who drops it back into the zone. White Cloud save there by Gustafsson. Into the zone. Zuccarello trying to backhand it down low. Stolen back then by the Knights. Saad taking it right side of the zone. Intercepted by the Wild. Picked up again. Intercepted. Rebound. And Barbashev wires that one wide of the net. Down low. Zach Bogosian trying to move the puck out of the zone here for Minnesota. And clears it into the Vegas end. That'll be an icing against the Wild. And the Vegas Golden Knights have seemed to awoken. They awoke the fortress there in Las Vegas. Not bad play here, though. Some good chances for the Golden Knights. Fedor had a really good chance coming into the slot. Took a shot there, hit Gustafsson in the shoulder. Went back down, and obviously he made the save. Face-off coming here once again. 7:31 left in the first. It's won by the Wild. Bogosian takes that puck, tries clearing it down the other way. Here's Minnesota. Johansson into the zone, shoots it. Saved by Hill. It got free, though, and went beside the net. Carlson, stick broken there off of Gustafsson. The Wild move into the zone. They shoot it, and it goes just wide. Spurgeon throws it down low behind the net. Nyquist now battling for it here. Picked up by Haig. Up and over then for Olofsson. 3-on-3 the other way. Smith down low into the zone. Stolen back then by Foligno. Spurgeon plays it in front. Rossi gives it up and over. Nyquist will dump it into the zone and get a change. Haig plays it back over to Olofsson. Through the zone, he'll dump it in. And he'll head off then for the change there. Dump back into the Golden Knights zone. Vegas will regroup. Shots are 7-6 in favor of Minnesota. It's just back and forth action the entire way through. Into the zone. Trennan racing for it. Hill intercepts him and shoots that one down low. Hanifin now clears the puck through center ice. It slides in on Gustafsson and back behind the net. Faber sends it in front of his own team's net. What the heck are we doing? Picked up then by Whitecloud. A shot blocked in front. Rebound Barbashev. And can't finish that. Brodin throws it through. Intercepted by the Golden Knights. Played then by Eichel. Eichel in front. Rebound. Save. Barbashev in front. And it's cleared to the corner. Stone Down low to Eichel. Eichel to Theodore. Theodore poke checked away by Trennan, who dishes it through the zone. Hartman gets it and clears it down the other way. It'll slide on Aiden Hill, and he'll make the save. Some back and forth action there for both teams. Shots are 7 apiece. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left. And a really good shot there for Johansson on Hill. The puck slid through and left. It was in the crease, but no Wild was there to tuck that one in. We'll go to commercial break here. Still tied at 0. Home team is supposed to be listed second as ATY. You have listed the backward on the footer. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't even really pay attention to that. So I apologize for that. That's my fault. It might be inverted too. I apologize. Of course, Edger. Thank you all for the support here joining this stream. It's a late night one here on the East Coast. Wasn't expecting this one to do this well, so I appreciate everybody who's tuned in. These are two teams that typically this season, when you look at the stats, have really not been that great for me. So I really appreciate all of you guys tuning in here for this one. Yeah, Golden Knights only 400 views in 2 streams. The Wild, a little bit better, 1,400. So not terrible. Some good stuff here tonight. Most Watch With Nordic stream earlier today. And another good turnout here tonight. Showing off the Vegas Golden Knights back in 2023, where they took home that Stanley Cup. Let me close out of some things here. It's making I'm looking really slow on the broadcast. All right, close some stuff out there. Showing off Bill Foley, the chairman, CEO, and governor of the Golden Knights, obviously. 5:30 here remaining in this first period. Still tied at 0. Wild fan turning in from Malaysia. Damn, James. What time is it over there? Played around here by the Golden Knights. Behind the net then, Theodore will backhand it around in the Golden Knights zone. They'll try and break it out. Thankfully, they do so. Wild will regroup. Boldy dumps it into the zone. Behind the net then, it's picked up by Theodore, who throws it up then for Howden. Up for Kolasar. Kolasar shoots it. And a broken stick there from Middleton on an 87-mile-an-hour shot from Kolasar. Here's Spurgeon, who backhands it down the other way. It's stolen back there and picked up by Whitecloud. Oh, it's early there. Nice. Get some playoff hockey in the morning, and then you get to continue on with your day. That's some good stuff. Faber dumps it into the zone. It's 10:41 p.m. here, so you guys are like a full 24 hours ahead of us, at least on the East Coast. So some nice physicality here is shown tonight from both teams. It's been a pretty good game so far. Chances for both sides, you would think. You know, it does feel like especially in the game that I watched earlier with the Devils and the Canes, feel like a very lopsided game. These two have felt close. Hurdle shoots, it scores! Tomas Hurdle. And the Vegas Golden Knights take a 1-0 lead. While working, 12 hours, not 24 hours. Yeah, Tomas Hurdle with the tuck in there, top corner on Philip Gustafson. Kind of caught me there while I was analyzing. Faber there blocks a shot in front from the Knights. It drops down on him. Hurdle steals that puck and shoots that one top corner on Philip Gustafson. And Tomas Hurdle gives the Knights a 1-0 lead, and the energy is unmatched in the Fortress. Face-off won by the Golden Knights. Hurdle will try and backhand it into the zone. Battling here now. It's dumped into the zone by Hurdle. Played down low. On the right side, Saad to Petrangelo. Poke checked away by the Wild. It slides in there on Gustafsson. He makes the glove save with 4:15 remaining.
Traded from San Jose last spring here to Vegas and puts up his third career 30-goal season for the two-time All-Star. 26 career
Face-off coming here now in the Minnesota zone. Eichel against Rossi with 4:16. And it's won by the Knights. Down low, Middleton battling for it. Eichel goes down. And it's cleared all the way down the other way. That'll be an icing once again against Minnesota. So it seems like so far things have gone the way we expected them to. Not to disrespect any of the Wild fans in here, but Vegas is the favorite to win this series. I don't think I'm blowing any feathers there saying that. But nonetheless, face-off here won by the Knights. Puck slides into the neutral zone. Picked up then by White Cloud. Dumped into the zone then by Minnesota. Spurgeon clears it all the way down the other way. And that'll be an icing once again against Minnesota. It's been a lot of Vegas here, at least in these last couple of minutes. I would love it if ESPN would show me the shots. Please and thank you. All right, they're 9-6 in favor of the Golden Knights. So Vegas with the early lead here. That's Hurdle's first of the playoffs. He had 32 goals in the regular season, which was second on the team, just behind Dorofeyev. Is it Dorofeyev? I'm not sure. I'll let you know on that at a commercial. Edger. Theodore can't keep the puck in the zone. White Cloud waits with it. Back down low then as Barbashev clears it into the zone. Eichel. Stolen back then by the Wild. They'll dump it down the other way. Rossi. Taken back then. Eichel will throw it back down low. White Cloud. McNabb then up to Eichel, who dumps it into the zone, and that goes way into the safety netting. Yeah, I liked what I saw earlier today. Devils are in trouble. They've been in trouble since Jack Hughes has been out. That series looks like it's over before it even started, and the Canes kind of dominated them today. So I wouldn't be surprised if that series ends in 4. If I'm being completely blunt with you. Toronto, Ottawa, I thought Toronto played really good. Power play goals, that's huge. They never really scored those in the playoffs. I think Ottawa needs to be more disciplined. Yesterday, I liked what I saw from Winnipeg. St. Louis didn't look bad either, and then Colorado looked great, and Dallas needs to pick it up. And tonight, I think Minnesota's playing as well as they can, but Vegas is honestly just a better team. Shot on net here, saved by Gustafsson. About 3 minutes left here in the first period, showing off the Western Conference bracket. Winnipeg took the win over St. Louis last night, and the Avalanche took the win over the Stars last night as well. Game 2 for all 3 of those series, including LA and Edmonton. Game 1 is tomorrow. We won't be live for any of those, unfortunately, though, so hate to break it to you guys. Puck played down the other way. Knights pick it up. Wah moves into the zone, tries throwing it down low. Brodin battling for it here with Faber. It goes back to neutral zone. Racing for it here is Brazeau. Stolen back by the Golden Knights. Haig. Up then for Kolasar, who fights with it. Over to White Cloud, who just dumps it into the zone. Behind the net then. Hartman feeds it past to Brodin. Up then for Boldy, who gives it back to Hartman. Hartman into the zone. Waits. Kaprizov. Pass in front. Boldy. He scores! Matt Boldy. Tie game. Matt Boldy, the top line, gets it done for Minnesota, and they tie up the game. Some great stuff there from Minnesota. What a play from Kaprizov to find Boldy on the far side. He tucks that one around and through Aiden Hill as Pietrangelo didn't even know where he was. Some great stuff there. And we got a tie game here in Vegas now. That's his second career playoff goal. He had 27 in the regular season. He led the team. Thought the Blues played a hell of a fight yesterday. Arguably the best team in the NHL. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I agree with that. The Blues, I mean, again, like, it was 5-3 Winnipeg, but the Blues, it was tied. It was 3-2 St. Louis heading into the third. And then it was tied. Like, playing that way against the best team in the league, it's not over. It's far from over. Especially it's against a team like Winnipeg. It's far from over. So I'm not backing down there just yet in terms of that. All right, face-off here now, won by the Knights. Haig, a shot blocked in front. And back down the other way. Theodore regrouping here in the Vegas zone. Pass up and over then for Dorofeev. Fiev moves in, shoots it. Save there by Gustafsson. Down low. Saad throws it up to the point. Theodore backs it down low then for Saad, who gets tied up by multiple Minnesota Wild players. Middleton around the right side. Hurdle battling for it there too. Eriksson Ek then back up for Boldy, who fights on the right side. Dumped into the zone then by Vegas, and it's capped off by Gustafsson getting the glove save. Oh, 100%. I think if you're going into this series without either of those two, good luck, because you're not winning this series otherwise. But I think with those two in the lineup here, it bodes well for Minnesota, giving them a decent chance. So I give a lot of credit there to those two for coming in and doing some good work. All right. Face-off coming here now. Won by Vegas. Hannafin plays it around down low. Minnesota with it here now. Playing it at center ice. Hannafin with the puck. Drives it down the right side. Down low, Brodin. Up to Faber. Final minute of play here in the first period. Stone. Back to Eichel. Eichel drops it back. Barbashev shoots it. Fans on the shot. And Gustafsson makes the easy save there as it just trickles in on him.
Stays with it though, covers it up, gets the whistle, face off to his left. 31 wins this year for Philip Gustafsson, 58 starts. Of course, Marc-Andre Fleury, the future Hall of Fame.
Face off coming now. 54.7 seconds left here in the first. And it's one down low. Trying to play the puck is Brodin. Stolen back by the Knights. Kolasar. It slides up to the point. Pietrangelo shoots it above the net there. Down low. Boldy trying to play it around here as well. Slides down low. Hannafin battling for it. Boldy with it too. Down low. Faber slides it to Boldy down low. Boldy sends it through the neutral zone. Outline pass goes in. And an icing against Minnesota once again with less than 30 seconds left. Showing off Kaprizov in the regular season. Missed 40 of the last 43 games of the season. Had 25 goals in 41 games. Had he stayed the entire year, he would have been in contention for the Hart Trophy, 100%. Face-off, won by Minnesota. Brodin plays it around down low. He has a 1.37 points per game on average, which is 5th in the league. The immense value he brings to this Minnesota team is unmatched. Faber shoots it in front, saved by Hill off the pad. Here's Saad the other way. 10 seconds left. One last push. He'll come through the zone. Down low. Trying to battle for it. Gets up to the point shot from McNabb. Save, and that'll do it for the first period here. A goal from Ike, a goal from Hurdle, and a goal from Boldy. Make it a 1-1 game here heading into the first intermission. That being said, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. And I'll be back with you guys for the second period in about 20 minutes. So I appreciate everybody who's tuned in here through this stretch of games. It's been fun. It's actually been a really fun time. Whew. That was a really good first period in the Fortress. That was a really good first period. Good work from both teams. I like myself a close game, and that's what we got here. Oh, man. Whew. If you guys have any questions, by the way, feel free to ask them. Just trying to rest my voice. Whenever we get on a doubleheader like this, my voice starts to fade off by the second period. So, just trying to not talk as much as possible. All right, let's do some of the stat lines. I do appreciate all who has tuned in today, though.
Oh, sure. Hey, honey, I'm dancing. Okay. Okay.
Welcome back to the Lexus First Intermission Report. Hey, how are you? Can I just grab a cup for water? Sure, PK. How about this one? No, I need a cup to drink. Excuse me, PK. For me. You know, you guys are getting way out of hand here with this stuff. Unbelievable. Can I get that cup back? And I never got a cup. You guys are something's wrong here. Something is sort of unbalanced here. Mets has a cup over his right shoulder. Here we go. There we go. Right there. That's
What am I watching right now?
That's your okay. That's so now it feels like everything is much more balanced. So you've got a cup. Mets has a cup. So Matt, we're talking during the intermission, or during the actual period. You're like, I love this. You got to let it go, PK. You know, we're way past it. That never gets old to me. So you love the period, and I compared it to, hey, it was like Toronto Ottawa that first period. You're like, no. This period was way better than that. Why'd you love this period? Well, I liked the game for a couple of reasons. One, it was technically originally.
Shots are 13-8 in favor of Vegas.
But Vegas, I don't think there's another team in the league that in the playoffs that can match Vegas's level of.
Let me update that real quick. 13-8, perfect.
Watch this game start, and Minnesota looked unbelievable. You talk about a team that played structurally sound, connected hockey. Both teams were really evenly balanced in that period there, and it was because of it. It was made for a really chess-like period as far as watching the game and see who was out, but nobody got out of position. There was no odd man rushes. Very technically sound positional hockey would made it, which for me made it very good. 100%. Colonel had the unbelievable shots with Vegas up, and you loved the Kaprizov stuff. I did, and Kirill Kaprizov is a problem, not just for the Vegas Golden Knights. Everybody in the National Hockey League. Before this guy got hurt, he was an MVP candidate, and here's why. Great shot through the seam. This is true about 2 or 3 guys here off the rush, and this is what Minnesota has been missing the past couple months. You know, Callan says that, you know, they've been mistreated. I agree with them. This team, Kirill Kaprizov was a bona fide MVP candidate before he got hurt. This guy makes this team that good. If it's up to me, he's a top 5 player in the National Hockey League, top 10 for sure. He's that impactful. And if this line can generate offense 5 on 5, Vegas is going to have to make some adjustments for those guys. Bullion was really nice. We're all impressed with him. I wish Stuart Scott was around to do his highlights. Man, that was Stuart on the field. Booyah moments ago.
Steve, what a unique situation. Your NHL debut and playoff debut wrapped into one. I have to wonder, how did you prepare for today?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special. It's an unbelievable feeling, and just thankful for the opportunity. I mean, I just want to, do whatever I can to help these guys win hockey games, and I just kind of prepared the same way I usually do, and just didn't try to change too much.
You can prepare the same way, but it is a big jump from college to the show. What did you learn in those first 20 minutes, especially playing big boy hockey in the playoffs against Vegas?
I mean, everything's just quicker, right?
Keep on keeping. Nordic Night Sam will be a famous paid announcer soon, believe me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully someday somebody will see my commentary clips and be like, hey, that guy deserves a job. Someday.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Two-way away from Pfizer, it's like barely at all. Now, can I use this as a shot glass? This would be a nice shot glass. What is that? I can't see it. It's a small cup. It's got to be a touchdown. Toronto, Ottawa, when we come back. And let's get first intermission report.
You're done now. This first intermission report is presented by the Lexus IS. The fun of driving is serious business. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
What's going on here? Oh, so that's it.
There's some things that work better together, like your workplace benefits and retirement savings. Booyah helps you choose the right amounts without over or under investment, so you can feel confident in your financial choices.
Booyah, well planned, well invested, well protected.
You know, I spend a lot of time thinking about dirt at 3 in the morning. Any time of day. What people don't know is that not all dirt is the same. You need dirt with the right kind of nutrients. Look at this organic soil from Miracle Grow. Everybody should have it. It looks great. This looks good as gold. If people only knew that it really is about the dirt.
You're a dirt nerd.
Huge dirt nerd. I'm proud of it.
AT&T has a new guarantee, because not everything in life is guaranteed. Don't sweat it. without that deal on smartphones like iPhone 16 Plus. Why not? With your choice about that plan. That's the AT&T guarantee. And right now, trade in your iPhone any year, any condition, and get up to $1,000 towards your new iPhone.
You've always been ahead of the game. Excellence is your default, and Lexus knows that feeling is unmatched. Their standard isn't for the average, it's for those who set the bar.
All right.
Elevated.
Got about 7 minutes, 8 minutes left until the start of the second period here.
Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus free delivery. Because cooking food is a lot more fun than shopping for. It's Walmart Plus an included Paramount Plus subscription. Featuring Dora. So your daughter can learn Espanol. Plus, you get 25% off at Burger King. That's 25% more savings to put towards things you need. Like napkins or toothpaste. Our thoughts exactly. Basically, it's Walmart plus more ways to save. Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Stanley Saver Card. Let's just get one of everything.
Everything. 3% cash back on tickets. 3% cash back on dessert. What's in your wallet?
$5 duo and BK step up to the plate and have two of your favorite stuff too. You just figure it out to hit the drive-thru. BK, having your way.
Your nerves might be shot. Your hopes might be crazy.
Vegas minus 275 favorites. James, what I said. Caprice of Winners. Probably, yeah. They at least made an impact. Those two coming back changes a lot. Honestly, changes a lot.
Welcome back to the Lexus First Intermission Report.
Okay, Mystic Murder. Game 1, Battle of Ontario is a physical battle for sure. Toronto already had a 1-0 lead. How about that pass? Austin Matthews to Mitch Martin. You know what? Handful of players in the league that can make that pass. I'll tell you that. He's one of them. Here's the penalty on Tim Stutz. Got everybody out of this. I mean, it's not a penalty. We all can see that. I mean, I don't even want to see that highlight. And you could make the argument it turned the game. 9 seconds later, John Tavares scored a power play goal. And Toronto was on their way. You know what? Ottawa, though, they handled themselves this stage. They were undisciplined towards the end. Giving Toronto, there's Adam Gaudette. Going to put him down 5-on-3. Giving them the confidence. Why give them the confidence in the power play? And then right off the face-off, William Nylander. About those calls, Ottawa head coach Travis Reed.
Let's update this.
We definitely have to share a box. I'll say that. You know, at the end of the game, sometimes I get a little out of hand once in a while. I thought there was a couple calls that they did a good job selling. It's tough on the refs.
Oh, the message setting going into game 2?
Yeah, I would prefer that all the coaches all the time really concentrate on what they need to do better from the structural standpoint. They broke down all over the ice, especially on the penalty kill. They were out of position, out of structure. The players too far spread out. They did become undisciplined, but I don't think it's necessarily to be that surprising as being that 18 of the players in the
Sure, Vegas took that into consideration. Yeah, I'm sure they did. They definitely did, for sure.
Hey, the Stanley Cup has got to leave us. You want to say goodbye one last time? Yeah, sure. Let's go. You get your Stanley. You know what? Let's go. Put it right together. All right, I'll do it once. Okay. Let's lift it up. Right into the camera there. That's beautiful. Yeah, there we go.
All right, less than 4 minutes until the start of the second period, guys. Almost a little over a third of the way through this game tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. If you are new joining us in, please do consider subscribing to join the great community that we have here on this channel. I would appreciate it. As we continue to keep on going in this fourth playoff stream of the season, or fourth stream of the playoffs, I guess is a better term of phrasing it.
But oh, how he can nail a software solution like the best high-screen pick and roll you've ever seen. You need Ron. Ron needs a retirement plan. Work with Principal so we can help you help Ron with a retirement and benefits plan that's right for him. Let our expertise round out yours.
Hey! There's a phone at my door.
You are currently being recorded.
Hey, put the package back. Ring, you can make them hit the road from anywhere.
Still dreaming of Japan? Maybe they just more instant novel substitute. They've got millions of hotel deals on there.
All right, about 2 minutes. Little first period recap. Goals came from Tomas Hertl and Matt Boldy to make it a 1-1 game. I thought both teams played pretty good. Obviously, Vegas ran away with the shots, but, you know, Minnesota did get one past Aiden Hill. So that's what matters. Again, just keep it going if you're the Wild. Keep on getting shots on net. Keep creating plays.
Yeah, checking for the smart.
And who knows, maybe you can pull off an upset here.
And you click or call. You're in good hands with Allstate. You know what sounds nice?
The Nissan Armada, starting at just $57,520.
Capture moments in color with paint made to last. Only at Sherwin-Williams.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we save hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Liberty. 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 No, she's mocking. Very mature.
Hey, that's the nephew too.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
She's two.
Only pay for what you
All right. Here we go, folks.
as you redefine
Wild started out the season as one of the top teams in the NHL. The injuries, 100%. The injuries were the biggest thing that knocked them down. And I think it caused a lot of people to kind of doubt them a little bit, maybe. I still do think, though, that Vegas is the favorite in this series. I think they take it, but it may not be as easy as everybody else is saying. Because, again, the Wild haven't played that bad here tonight. So maybe they can pull off an upset. They could. I'm not denying anything there at all. Anything is possible.
Brought to you by Geico, and it is good to have Kirill to throw back into the Wild. Yeah, it really is. He had 4 assists in his last 4 games of the regular season, and this play here, his vision and ability to make this pass, leading Boldy
All right, face-off coming up now here.
with a fake shot. But I love Boldy too. He gets blocked. He gets away from all
Just talking about the game here real quick. Let me see if I can go find the
space. Kaprizov, perfect pass. Tie this game
clip from the tying goal.
second period. Again, Kaprizov missed half the season. And still, during the season, in the games he played, averaged about 1.4
All right. Face-off coming here now. Won by the Wild. They'll play it. Faber to Kaprizov. Back down the other way. Boldy with the puck. Trying to take it into the zone. Will skirt it around behind the net. Throws it back down low. Up to the point. Kept in, though, by Minnesota. McNabb tries throwing it around. Kaprizov will bat it back down low. On the right side. Boldy battling now. Brodin down there as well. Eric Neck in front. Shot blocked in front. And played back down low. Petrangelo deflected into the Minnesota bench as Victor Olofsson put it right in there.
Capuano between periods, and he was talking nothing but Vegas D. We know how strong they are. He said in our zone, their ability to jump up in the play and cut in and get quality opportunities and stress us, we've got to eliminate that. We saw that with Shea Theodore just under the 8-minute mark there in the first with that point blank shot on Gustafson. And then in the
All right.
zone, they're just so
Face off here now. Gaudreau versus Eichel. And it's won by the Wild. Middleton dumps it into the Vegas zone. Down low, Hannafin trying to move the puck around. Battling there with Gaudreau, taken back by Eichel. Eichel has got some room, loses the puck though, and gathers it back down low in the Wild end. Puck up to the point. Pietrangelo moves it to Eichel. Can't control the puck. Middleton will take it back for the Wild and try and dump it down the other way. It's kept in though. Stone. Back to Eichel again. Eichel drops it back to Stone. To Eichel. Eichel moves it in. Circles back around. Down low here now. Up to Stone in front. He shoots it above the net. Oh, he had so much room. Frederick Gaudreau now moving it down the other way. About 2 minutes past here in the second period. Johansson down the right side. Throws it around behind the net. Down low then, Johansson with it. Battling here with Haig. He tries throwing it in front. It's blocked. And down low, Pietrangelo picks it right back up. He'll get it through the zone. Eichel slides a pass up then for Hannafin, who throws it down low. Behind the net now, Bogosian with it. Up to Bouillon. Bouillon chips it into the zone. Behind the net now, Haig. Gets it to Whitecloud. Whitecloud over then as Minnesota steals it right back. Rossi backhands it up. It's tipped through as Minnesota's still trying to get into the zone here in Vegas' end. Saad behind his own net to Hertl. Hertl passes up to Haig. Racing up through the zone. It's intercepted by Minnesota. They'll play it back behind their own net. Brodin to Rossi, who dumps it into the Vegas zone. Hill around behind the net, picked up by Whitecloud. Whitecloud down low, up for Theodore, stolen back then by Minnesota, taken back by the Knights, and they get it out of the zone. Backhanded into the Minnesota end. Trennan battling for it here on the right side. Puck slides up to the neutral zone. Racing for it now down low. Brazeau. Over to Gaudreau behind the net. Hartman to the point to Bouillon. To Bogosian, a shot saved by Hill, and it slides to the corner. Kolasar back with a down low to Whitecloud. Feeds it around the right side. It'll go all the way back into the Minnesota zone. No icing. Hartman backhands it down the other way. Racing for it now is Boldy. He gets there before the icing. Over to Kaprizov. Tied up by Hannafin. Kaprizov on the right side being hit there by the Knights. And we got a whistle. As an official took a pretty rough hit and he's injured. An official, a referee is hurt. And the Vegas trainer's coming out here to take a look at this referee. There was a collision with Howden, who knocked over the referee, and he was taken out there on the ice. Howden had to come back and join the play. The ref couldn't get up. Oof. Bad stuff there. I really like the Blackwood and Wedgwood tandem. I think that's something that's really helped out Colorado, because that was one of the biggest negatives with them at the beginning of the year. The fact that they were able to do that mid-season is very impressive. And it bodes very well for what they want to do. And that's gonna be their tandem for a little bit. That'll stay their tandem for a while here. So just some great stuff there. And the ref finally gets up. Gets a little ovation from the crowd.
Well, Bob, you just hate to see that. Brian Pouncey, you hate to see anyone get injured. You hate to see one of the guys you used to work with get injured. I think his head got,
And yeah, this ref's getting hobbled off. Yikes. You don't see this very often.
maybe the concussion spotter would say, well, he hit his head, but he obviously, it's a lower body. I shouldn't say obviously, but it appears to be a lower body injury.
Looks like a lower body injury here from the referee, so let's hope for the best here. Hope he's okay. But that did not look great.
So if he jersey on, and he'll come out and he'll work the lines. So as Brian Pancic is tended to, we'll step aside for just a moment.
And we'll go to commercial break here for a little bit. 16:23 left here in this second period. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Best wishes to the official, and hopefully he is okay. You don't see that very often. You do not.
Can you hear me now? I sure hope so. The revolution's coming alive.
The day has finally come. This is do or die.
I'm thinking like a soldier.
Think like a leader.
Andor Season 2 is streaming April 22nd only on Disney Plus.
Still a lot of time here left in this game, guys.
So the officiating crew right now is down to 3 members with Brian Pancic leaving, and it looks like now they have taken the alternate referee and brought him out to act as a linesman. Not his normal job, Dave Jackson. This is different responsibility.
So they're bringing in an alternate referee to act as a linesman. Interesting. All right, face off here at center ice off of the injury. It's won by the Wild. It'll play back into their zone. Middleton behind the net. Over to Kaprizov. Kaprizov slides a pass up and over then for Spurgeon, who dumps it into the zone. He shoots it. Saved by Hill.
He could be there to, give his opinion on major penalties or something. Should the referees need his advice? For Freddie Lecuyer, one of our normal referees during the season, going back to his roots as a linesman. Jack of all trades is what it is. Jumps in as a linesman.
16:09 left in the second period. Face-off won by Minnesota. Spurgeon to Kaprizov on the right side, tied up by Carlson. They'll battle for it here against the boards. As it comes out, Pietrangelo takes it behind the net. Plays it up through the neutral zone, racing down the other way. It'll be an icing against the Golden Knights. Here with 15:53 left. Shots are 12-9. So we got to update these. Not a lot of shots these last couple of minutes, just some friendly back and forth action. Another face-off coming now, won by the Wild. Middleton to Kaprizov. Back in front for Boldy, who takes it around. Battling for it down low. Eriksson Ek behind the net. Trying to pick it up now is Boldy, picked up by Hannafin, over to Pietrangelo behind. Vegas trying to get it out of their own zone, kept in though by Minnesota. Pietrangelo on the left side. Clears it out of the zone, racing forward is Carlson. He's got some room. Carlson feeds it back. Dorofeev in front, and he can't finish it. Boldy backhands it into the zone for Kaprizov. Kaprizov gets tied up by 2 Golden Knights. And the puck breaks free there. Obviously, Vegas wins that draw. They'll dump it down the other way, and Minnesota will be forced to regroup. Still tied here at 1 with 15 minutes left in the second period. Faber dumps it in down low. Zuccarello throws it up to the point. Faber waits, shoots it, blocked in front. Vegas rushing for it now. Stone to Barbashev. Barbashev to the point, a shot, and it goes wide. And Theodore back over then for White Cloud. For Barbashev, played up to Stone. with 14:30 left here in the second period. Gaudreau chips it into the zone. Down low now, White Cloud with it. Intercepted by the Wild. Nyquist to Foligno. Back to Nyquist again. Stolen back by Vegas. Hurdle sends a pass up and over for Stone, who dumps it in then for Sod, and Middleton beats him to it first. Spurgeon to Rossi. Intercepted by the Golden Knights. They'll D-to-D pass and get it back into the Wild end. Vegas keeps that one in the zone. Dorofeev handling the puck. Comes in. Backhand. And blocked in front. Rossi to Foligno. Shoots that one into the zone. Pietrangelo with it. Fires it around behind the net. Hurdle battling with Rossi there as Vegas trying to get something done here. A lot of back and forth action through these last couple of minutes. No, not a lot of shots. Vegas will regroup in their own end. Pietrangelo with it. Still tied at 1. Almost halfway through. Haig sends it up to Kolasar. Kolasar now the other way. Dumps it into the red line here. Down low then. Brazeau gives it over to Trennan, who feeds a pass up for Hartman. Hartman into the zone. He's knocked down there by Hannafin on a big hit. And some claps there from the Vegas fans. On the right side, Trennan at the point, intercepted by Minnesota. Down low. Brazeau trying to make something happen. It's batted away there by Vegas and out of the zone. Over to Bouillon. Bouillon again in his NHL debut. Bogosian feeds a pass up to Trennan. Trennan a slap shot. And that one goes high and wide. Boldy now down low in the corner. Vegas breaks that play up. White Cloud trying to clear. And they successfully get it out. Kaprizov dumps it right back in. Boldy going for it now behind the net. Boldy over to Kaprizov. Throws it around down low back up to the point. Faber. Faber to Kaprizov again. To Boldy in front and he shoots it wide. And that one rattles up and goes out of play. 12:05 left here in the second period. We're still tied at 1. Some chances for both sides as Carlson had a pretty good opportunity, but nothing came of it. Still just a lot of back and forth action here. Nothing too serious. 12:05 here. Face-off coming in the Vegas end. Still no shots. First, I should say still very little shots here in this period. McNabb fires that puck around. It's kicked out of the zone then by Vegas. Minnesota trying to regroup. Barbashev with it here. Back then for Faber. Pass up to Zuccarello. Zuccarello into the zone. Tries firing it on net. It's intercepted there by Vegas. Eichel trying to play it the other way. Kept at the point. Faber shoots it. And it goes wide. Hartman to the point to Brodin. Back over then as Vegas takes it the other way. Eichel clears it down low. Over then for Faber. Up to Johansson. Back to Faber again. Brodin waiting for it now down low. Intercepted then by Fedor. Up to Eichel. A pass over then for Pietrangelo. Stolen back. He shoots it. Saved by Gustafsson. Middleton trying to get it through the other way. Picked up then by Johansson with Zuccarello. Zuccarello will just dump it down the other way into the corner. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying a shot and then high and wide. Because you don't know if the shot's going to go on net. Wild fire the puck around. Put it at center ice. It's Foligno here. He's got Rossi with him. He tries throwing it in front, but he's tied up there by White Cloud. And Vegas gets it the other way. Kolasar trying to battle with it there as well. Taken back by the Wild. Through neutral zone as Spurgeon regroups with it. To Middleton as we get through the midway point of this game here. Still tied at 1. Up to the point. Bogosian shoots it. It's blocked off Dorofeev. He has a broken stick, so he has to get off the ice. Wild take it back. Here's Nyquist the other way. Dumped down low into the zone. Saad now battling for it. Loses his stick. And picked up again by the Golden Knights. Hurdle will dump it into the zone. And a whistle there on Gustafsson. And some pushing and shoving for the first time this game. So not a lot of shots here so far through this one. 9:56 remaining here in the second period. We're still tied at 1. Still a lot of time left before I'm going to scream overtime. Not going to do that just yet. I don't even know if I want to speak that into existence. To be completely blunt with you guys. I don't know if I want to do that. But anywho, thank you everybody who has tuned in so far. If you are new, please do consider subscribing. We do these live streams every single week during the regular season and the playoffs. We'll be doing some draft and some free agency ones too. I know the draft lottery is Monday, May 1st, so something to look forward to there 100%. Is May 1st a Monday? Or is it May 5th? It might be May 5th. I think it's the 5th. NHL isn't yet announced. That May 7th. Looks like it'll be May 5th. We'll see. We shall see. It's the 5th? Yeah, that's what I figured. Face off now coming here in the Minnesota end. No penalties here so far in this game. There's been a lot of hits and physicality, but nothing out of the ordinary here so far. Eriksson will go up against Eichel as the Knights are going to try and take the lead here. Face off, won by the Wild. Brodin clears it all the way down the other way. Played by Boldy. Boldy through and into the zone. Down low. Back to Kaprizov. Kaprizov to the point. A shot, Brodin, saved by Hill. Rebound, and it goes just wide of the net. Kaprizov shoots it. Blocked in front. And stolen back then by Eichel. Jack Eichel through the zone. Quickly intercepted. Picked up then by the Knights. Stone down low. Throws it around behind the net. Taken back by Theodore. Down low then Stone gets it. Back over then for Barbashev down low and intercepted again by the Wild. Shots are 14-10, so some more shots here, but a lot of back and forth action, which makes me a little bit worried. Here come the Knights the other way. Carlson clears it into the zone. Gustafsson clears it around. A shot from the point. Pietrangelo, and it goes wide. Hannafin couldn't keep that puck in. Here's Trennan. Trennan the other way to Hartman. Lost there on the right side. Vegas gets it. Wild intercepted the point. Spurgeon a slap shot. And it goes wide behind the net. Trennan thrown up to the point. Middleton fires it and it goes wide. Down low. Pietrangelo fighting with it. Trennan gets knocked down from behind Brazeau, and Vegas will move it back the other way. Clearing it into the zone. 8 minutes left here in the second period. Hartman picks it up. Throws a pass up then for Zuccarello, but the Knights get to it first. Wild will regroup again. Middleton to Zuccarello. Over them for Johansson. Intercepted by Vegas, and Minnesota clears it back the other way. 7:40 left here in the second period. The score is still 1-1. Sada comes in, a shot, and a save by Gustafsson as the puck went all the way up in the air. And a whistle. The puck caught the whistle, and Brandon Sada on a 1-on-0 breakaway. And Gustafsson makes the save, but the puck goes all the way up into the netting. So a very good play there by Saad to recognize what's happening. The Wild dump it down the other way. Saad coming off a line change, takes that puck right away, shoots it. I think Gustafsson got a piece of, off the crossbar. Oh man, he would have had him if that shot was a little bit lower. Face off, won by the Knights. A shot and a big block there by Kaprizov in front. White Cloud with a huge hit on Zuccarello. And he boosted right back up, but that looked huge. Down low, Brodin takes that one behind the net. He'll circle it around, pass back over to Faber. 7:15 left here in the second. Dumped back down low into the Vegas end. It'll be an icing against the Wild as Marcus Johansson took a rough hit there to his foot after blocking a huge shot. And that's what the playoffs are all about, folks. That's what it's all about. 7:15 here left in the second period. Face off, won by Vegas, and it immediately gets blown dead. $7:15 now here in the second period. Face off, won by the Wild. It's dumped all the way down the other way. It'll go just wide of Aiden Hill. No icing, however. Vegas will pick it up. It's McNabb. McNabb to Eichel. Eichel draws it into the zone. Comes around behind the net. Passes it up to the point. Theodore to McNabb. A shot. Wide. And down low, Minnesota could not get that one out. They'll gain control, though. Eriksson Ek moves it out of the zone. Across the line here. A shot saved by Hill with the glove. 6:38. Some chances here for both sides now as things seem to die down, but it looks like a very low shot, low event affair here so far in this one, at least in this second period. Face off. Won by the Wild. Middleton, a pass over, a shot, and blocked in front, and a whistle. And a penalty. Ooh, and it's going to be against the Wild, and Vegas will go to the power play. Eriksson Ek going to the box for hooking. High sticking. And he gets him there. It didn't look intentional, but it is something the ref's got to call. No blood on the play, so it stays a 2-minute. And Vegas will go to the power play here. Their power play is one of the top in the NHL this season. And we'll get to see it here in action tonight. Face off. Won by the Knights. Theodore plays it up at the point to Dorofeyev. He scores! Pavel Dorofeyev. And Vegas takes a 2-1 lead. Dorofeyev led the Golden Knights in goals during the regular season. He picks up a power play goal here tonight. A simple backdoor 1T. Gustafsson didn't even know where it was going. And Vegas on the power play takes a 2-1 lead with 6:27 left. And you could have expected that coming, that's for sure. And Pavel Dorofeev on the power play. Won by the Knights. Theodore plays it up at the point. To Dorofeev, he scores! Pavel Dorofeev. Face-off. Won by the Knights. Theodore. Some good stuff there as Dorofeev gets his first career playoff goal. Face-off. Won by the Knights. All right, off the face-off, Kaprizov to Faber. Back to Kaprizov again as they dump it back into the zone. And a whistle there as the puck goes into the safety netting. Dorofeev led the Golden Knights in goals during the regular season. He picks up a power play goal here tonight. A simple backdoor 1-T. Gustafson didn't even know where it was going. And Vegas on the power play takes a 2-1 lead with 6:27 left. All right. Vegas up 2-1 here now. Vegas with their phenomenal special teams. Got to plug in my phone. .6:18 left here in the first period. The Knights are up 2-1. A very low event game here. Finally has some hockey to it. Battling on the right side, Brock Faber picks it up. Dumps it into the Minnesota zone, behind the net. Picked up then. Kaprizov a shot, save in front by Hill. As Carlson nearly shot it into his own defenseman. Kept in the zone though by the Wild. Brodin to Kaprizov. To Brodin. On the right side, kept up then for the point. Faber. Down low to Eriksson Ek. Drops it to Kaprizov. Kaprizov to Faber. Faber to Kaprizov as they manage the zone here. Off to Brodin as Vegas is playing with a player without a stick and they get it out of the zone. Eriksson Ek fumbles it. And Minnesota looking to try and get something going here, but they can't seem to. Elvis must be. Kaprizov to Faber, back to Kaprizov, dishes it through the zone. Boldy back to Kaprizov, slides it over Rossi and saved by Hill. Man, Kaprizov, the way that guy can pass the puck and be aware where everybody is phenomenal. Howden into the zone to Saad, batted away by the Wild. Kaprizov picks it up, gives it back over to Boldy. Boldy moves it into the zone, shoots it just wide of the net. Down low, Rossi with it, back to Bogosian. Over to Buyam. Buyam moves and waits too long to shoot that. Dumped into the zone there by Minnesota, and we get a whistle here, and something's coming. Kaprizov just showing off. He has some incredible passing skills. I don't know if there's any player that can pass as good as Kirill Kaprizov can. He's phenomenal, dude. Face-off. Won by the Wild. Buyam sends it up to Foligno. Up to Rossi then, who dumps it into the zone. It goes off of White Cloud. And back down low. 4:20 here left in the second period. Buyam moves the puck. Feeds a pass up and over for Hartman to Foligno. Nick Foligno into the zone. Back up then as Middleton can't keep that in the zone. 4 minutes left here in this second period. Down low. Battling for it here now is Brazeau. Hurdle also trying to get to it there as well. It breaks free. Comes out of the zone. Spurgeon throws it in further. Intercepted there. Vegas will tuck that one down low and into the Minnesota end, and they'll have to regroup. Shots are 15-12 in favor of Vegas. Spurgeon throws a pass all the way up through. Down low. Hartman fires it around. Picked up by the Wild. In front, Hartman over Trennan, fumbles the shot. Zuccarello fires that one around. It's goes wide of the net, kept in though by Faber. Down low. Petrangelo will get to that puck first before anybody else can and clear it down the other way. Here comes Vegas. Eichel, and all alone. Saved by Gustafsson. What a stop. Petrangelo takes that puck out of the zone to Hannafin. Battling now here down low. Faber with it. Faber looking for options. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Some phenomenal hockey recently. Barbashev shoots it, blocked in front, and goes back to the corner. Gaudreau backhands it into the zone. Picked up then by McNabb behind the net. Back over then for Theodore, who moves it down low. Into the zone. Vegas has got it. Smith can't get a piece of it, and it goes back over then for Carlson down low. Olofsson battling for it as well. 2:15 here left in the second period. Carlson throws it up to the point. Shoots it. And that one goes wide. Down the other way, Gaudreau clears it into the zone. White Cloud battling for it then with Johansson, and stolen back by Vegas and tipped by Carlson into the Minnesota end. Less than 2 minutes to go here. Here's Z. Boyum on the rush. Boyum feeds a pass up to Eriksson Ek. Eriksson Ek shoots it. Saved by Hill. Boyum keeps it on side. Vegas intercepts that one and takes it back the other way. Here's Hurdle. Shoots it. Saved by Gustafsson again. Played around to the right side. 90 seconds to go here in the second. Down low now, Dorofeyev trying to throw it up to the point. Is it Dorofeyev or Dorofeyev? If Vegas fans could help me. I think it's Dorofeyev, but I'm not sure. Kaprizov throws it through his feet to Boyum. Boyum turns it over, gets it right back though, and clears it out of the zone. Boldy shoots it. Glove saved by Hill. .66 seconds left here in this second period. The score is still 2-1 in favor of the Golden Knights. Some great hockey being played here. This is a lot of fun. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you are new, please do consider subscribing. Join the great community that we have here on this channel. We do these streams 2 or 3 times a week. We're doing plenty of them in the playoffs. We'll be back here for Game 2 and Game 4 of this series later on in the week as it progresses on. So, looking forward to that. Almost 12 o'clock here on the East Coast.
Your local Ace is the largest national retailer of steel power tools, gas or batteries. You won't find the full lineup at warehouses. You can find it at Ace. Order online and get free pickup or free assembly and delivery.
Are our greatest opportunities. When we take them on, we make our most extraordinary dreams real. Introducing the most capable Honda we've ever jumped up. All new Passport Trailblazer. Built for limitless determination. Honda, official vehicle of the NHL.
All right, back here in the Fortress. About 60 seconds left here in this second period. Tomas Hertl with the first goal, and then Minnesota answering back with Boldy. And then on the first power play of the game, Pavel Dorofeyev puts the Golden Knights ahead 2-1 with his first playoff goal of his career. He's been the replacement for Jonathan Marchessault. There was some doubts there, but man, that kid has really turned up the pace and has led the scoring here. That's a guy that if I had the opportunity to get another jersey for Vegas, I would love to get a jersey of Dorofeyev. The one back there is Marc-Andre Fleury. Brodin to Faber. Back to Brodin. A slap shot and blocked in front there by Kolasar. Brodin gets it back. Another shot and goes wide of the net. Final minute of play here in the second period. Faber to Kaprizov. Can't keep it in the zone now. Down low, Brodin trying to battle for it here on the right side. Colasar as well, also giving him some fisticuffs there too. Up to the point then, Brodin fires it, save in front by Hill. With traffic, rebound and a pad save again. Picked up by the Knights. Waugh through the zone, 3-on-2 the other way. Down low, Howden trying to battle for that puck. He gets tied up down low. 20 seconds left. Waugh holds it to White Cloud. Shoots it, blocked in front. Howden to White Cloud and blocked in front there yet again. 10 seconds left. White Cloud keeps it. Back to Howden, down low behind the net, and Minnesota will regroup with it. And that'll do it here for this second period. A goal from Pavel Dorofeev on the power play puts Vegas ahead 2-1 through 40 minutes of play. We got one more period left, at least as of right now. And that being said, it is intermission time. Go get a snack, go get a drink, do what you got to do, and we'll be back for the third period in about 20 minutes. Thank you all for tuning in so far. I really appreciate this stream. All the new people we're meeting and all that good stuff. It's very, very appreciated. All right, that being said, I'm going to go use the bathroom, guys. I'll be right back in about, 2 or 3 minutes.
You want to play in the NHL, kid? Oh, boy. You got to get a couple badges to do that. Pads. It never feels good. You got to do it, though. Never. I don't care what anybody says. Dangerous business. We break down the period. It's back to New Jersey and Carolina, too. Discover second intermission report. Here's next.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying Humira, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is the once daily pill from the makers of Humira that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. And even at the 3-year mark, many people felt its relief. Rinvoq can stop joint damage, and in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Ask your rheumatologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you.
And paint that with yours.
All right, guys, I have returned. Sorry about that. Whew. Okay. Let's get some clips done. About 15 minutes here until the start of the third period, guys, and then we'll wrap up with possibly the last period of this game.
Introducing 2 new Baja Chipotle breads featuring our world-famous Baja Chipotle sauce. Listen, that's the Baja Chipotle talking. Well, it's actually me talking, but you know what I mean. Find your fresh with the new Baja Chipotle collection at Subway.
To all of these men, I want to say that football is not just a game, but a way of life. And that each man must make a personal commitment to excellence and to victory. And it still must be wooed with all of one's might and all of one's effort. This is what I believe football is all about. This is why it's
All right.
From puck drop to every slap shot in between. Nothing says hot like Caesar Sportsbook. Use new features like Parlay Builder to light the lamp. Or have the next goal scorer parlay crafted for you with Quick Bet. Let Caesar Sportsbook take your game to the next level with daily boosts and offers. Bet $1, double your winnings on your next 10 wagers with Caesar Sportsbook. Give me a beer?
Yep, I got it with all the money I saved with Navy Federal Credit Union. They really take care of me. Can't imagine what I do without them.
Proud to share our support of the military with the NHL.
All right.
Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Welcome back to the Discover Second Intermission Report.
With Mark Messier and PK Subban, I'm holding a hockey stick pretty much because that's what these guys are doing. You're holding it the wrong way, by the way. So I asked for a righty. You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose. Dude, I'm just an analyst. I'm here to analyze. I've been set up there. That's terrible. And you haven't even covered it. All right, I got it. I've been in my shoes for 12 hours, okay? You haven't talked about my shoes. The shoes are unbelievable. Those are great. Get out of those. PK Subban signature. All right. Papa Philadelphia led Vegas in goals this season, but have not had a single playoff goal in his career, Mesh. Take us through it.
And he got a little bit of a break until Vegas on this
Hartman.
faceoff because it should have been
Hartman
easily called a
feeds
foul.
it past to Brodeen, up then for Boldy. Gives it back to Hartman. Hartman into the zone. Waits. Kaprizov. Pass in front. Boldy. He scores! Matt Boldy. Tie game.
Normally he would be punching him right here.
Matt Boldy, the top line, gets it done for Minnesota, and they tie up the game.
Because he's late or he stays wide and takes Zuriel away.
Some great stuff there from Minnesota. Minnesota. Man, that Boldy play was nice. Let's go, Vegas. Let's go. So let's go through the series. Let me pull up the bracket. All right. So, in the Winnipeg St. Louis game, I really thought St. Louis played good through a lot of the stretches in that game. I think, to be honest, like it was like mostly back and forth through most of it, but I did think that Winnipeg towards the end really kind of woke up and played their way, and that's why they ended up getting the win. I mean, again, like I didn't think St. Louis played bad, but towards the end you could tell, they were kind of relying on Binnington. They were getting tired, and then at the end, just the fights and stuff with the playoff hockey, it's there. The other game that night, Dallas versus Colorado, I'm a little bit worried about Dallas. I think Mackenzie Blackwood playing in his first playoff game, he looked like a kid, like a guy who has played 100 of them. Like, he looked really good in that game, made some really good saves for Colorado, and I thought the Avs looked great. Again, power plays galore in that series too. Seems like the refs seem to be calling a lot of stuff here in these series, but Nathan MacKinnon, 3 points, looked good. In the game between the Devils and the Canes, I didn't tune into that one too much, but from what I could tell, it just looked like pure dominance from Carolina. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if that series goes in 4, if that's a sweep, honestly. I liked how Stankoven looked. He looked better than Rantanen last night, that's for sure. But yeah, I think that series could end in 4 with the way that the Devils players are dropping like flies, and as well as that too. It does feel like just Carolina's the way better team. In the Sens versus Leafs, I felt like the Sens could have played better. I didn't think they were that bad 5v5. But looking at just the penalties, some of them were soft, but a lot of it looked like just undisciplined hockey from Ottawa. Like it or not, they just looked very undisciplined. So I think, again, that's something that you can fix. And I think for Ottawa, it's their first playoff game in 8 years. A lot of those guys have never played in the NHL playoffs before. It's a lot to get adjusted to. It's a lot of hitting, a lot of things that, won't fly in the playoffs. and things that may get called in the regular season but won't get called in the playoffs. It's a big thing there with that. I think, as well as that too, Olmark didn't play that good. I think that if they can get their discipline ways fixed and Olmark can play even somewhat better than he did in that game, I think Ottawa takes game 2, honestly. And then this game, I just think it's a lot of low event hockey. I think Vegas looks like the better team, but Minnesota doesn't look that bad. This game still has a lot of time in it. I think it can go anywhere from here, but it's looking good. And then, yeah, I can look ahead tomorrow. Let me pull up the schedule for that. Tomorrow, Capitals versus Canadians. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. I think I won't be able to watch it because I'll be at the Royals covering that because I work for an ECHL team covering their team, so I'm not able to watch the games tomorrow or stream. Otherwise, I would be. But I do think overall, that'll be a fun series to watch. I'm intrigued to see how Lane Hudson's going to look in the playoffs. That'll be fun. Blues versus Jets. I think the Jets, if they win game 2, that changes the whole narrative of me with the Jets. Avalanche versus Stars. Stars got to pick it up. Stars really need to start picking it up because from what I've seen with them, I don't like the way they've played. I don't like the hockey they've played. I think Colorado just keep playing the way you played in that first game. You carry that into your second game, I think you can go a long way. And then Oilers Kings. Kings got to come out swinging. Kings got to come out swinging off the bat. You got to be able to withstand McDavid and Draisaitl. You got to get shots on Skinner. The Oilers defense will be depleted without Ekholm there. It's gonna be a fun slate of games tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I hope that was good enough for you. I'm sorry. My voice is kind of killing me here. Whew.
This combo meal's got combinations. Make this thing your own creation. Entree, drink, and choice of size. Oh, and it's free to swap fries.
BK, have it your way. Happy Easter. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Been so, stuck in this day, I forgot it was Easter.
One night, it'll take your dream. The next night, it will take someone else's. It takes. And just when you have nothing left, it gives. Welcome back to the Discover Center.
All right, still got some time here left till the third period.
See everybody tomorrow night at point 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. A long time ago, Carolina and New Jersey from Raleigh. Logan Stankoven had himself an afternoon. I compete. This guy turns it on in the playoffs. Mets, I know you like him. He was great today. 2 big goals. Jersey down 1-0 in the series. Here's their head coach, Sheldon Keefe.
I thought 5-on-5. Didn't have a lot of issues with our game, other than what we expected with the energy and pace. I thought second period we were just overwhelmed. And that was not good enough. Third period was good. The damage was done by them.
Devils have not won a game 1 in a playoff series in 13 years. They try game 2. It's Tuesday back in Raleigh. Note the start time, 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you for that one, everybody, on ESPN. All right, Vegas, Minnesota. We're due for a 1-goal game here, boys, right after a couple of
blowouts. What about the third period upcoming here?
Face off.
Minnesota,
Won by the
they got to
Knights.
continue doing what
Theodore
they're doing, especially
plays
for
it up
that
at the
top line.
point.
You got to
To
continue to
Dorothea,
put
he
some offensive
scores!
pressure on Vegas. They're not used to seeing that. You got to keep doing it. And for me, the power play.
To Dorothea, he
Minnesota, you get a power
scores!
play, that's going to be the difference in
Pavel
the game. That's what I'm
Dorofeyev.
seeing right now. They got a great
And
power play.
Vegas
So
takes a
Vegas
2-1
has got to stay
lead.
on the box. You can really see when Vegas starts to run
Dorofeyev
downhill,
led
they
the
really
Golden
start to
Knights in
deflect.
goals
You could
during the
really start
regular
to see
season. He picks up a power play goal here
Minnesota's got to
tonight. A
figure out a way
simple
to stop that, get it going
backdoor
back the other way. And
1T.
the best way to
Gustafson
do
didn't
that
even know
is
where it
to
was
get
going.
solid forecheck. But
Gustafson didn't
Vegas
even
really started to roll late in that period there, and they really put a lot of pressure. Be interesting
know
to
where-
see if Minnesota can stop that tide.
know where it was
Looks like
going.
Minnesota wanted to get into that period. It's interesting. You're right. Kirill is percolating. Yeah, he is buzzing. And every time we get an overtime game, you guys don't look too happy about that.
Been checking in all evening. You're looking a little tired. Long day. Oh, yeah. It has been a long day. A lot of work. 2 streams. We're grinding. We got hopefully one more period left. And then we're done for the night. Face off. Won by the Knights. Theodore plays it up at the point. To Dorofeyev, he scores! Pavel Dorofeyev. And Vegas takes a 2-1 lead. Dorofeyev led the Golden Knights in goals during the regular season. He picks up a power play goal here tonight. A simple backdoor 1T. Gustafson didn't even know where it was going. Face off. Won by the Knights. Theodore plays it up at the point.
You're seeing Skechers' famous glide set footwear everywhere. And now that famous design is available in hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Get the comfort and style of glide sets now with the convenience of slip-ins, with no bending down or pushing.
I hope not. I really hope there's no 3 overtime. I don't think I can deal with that. Not tonight. Not tonight. If it was the earlier game, maybe, but not tonight. I can't. I don't put that evil on me. I beg.
Happy Easter, everyone. Look, come stay lost.
Maybe now, my friends will believe it.
If this is what we did today,
I hope there's not. I really hope not. Got another period here left, guys. In about 2 minutes. Face off. Won by the Knights. Theodore plays it up at the point.
Lovely. That's where it really did it. Only pay for what you need. What's going on here?
All right. That's done. All right, minute here until the 3rd period. Little 2nd period recap. Goals from goals from Pavel Dorofeyev to put Vegas up 2-1 on the power play. In a very entertaining game here so far. Let's see what this final frame has to show.
AI built for business, IBM.
The Stanley Cup playoffs continue Monday on ESPN.
As we wait here.
To this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without express written consent of the National Hockey League is expressly prohibited.
Welcome back to the Stanley Cup.
All right, start of the 3rd period here from the Fortress. Let's see what this next frame here has to hold. Will Vegas hold down and get the win? Or will Minnesota tie this up and potentially turn over a new leaf here in this one? Shots are... Let me get the actual updated shots. Shots on goal here through these first periods. 17-14 are the shots in favor of the Golden Knights. So a low shot, low event type of game here in Las Vegas, Nevada here. And let's see what this third period has to hold. Face off here, won by the Golden Knights. Picked up by the Wild here in the Golden Knights zone. They try and keep it in. Kaprizov slides it down low then for Brodin. Back behind the net. Theodore picks it up then, gives it to Carlson. In the neutral zone here. Over by McNabb. Stolen back then by Minnesota. Kicked down all the way the other way. Faber behind the net to Brodin. Up through the zone. Vegas trying to control it. Picked up there. Barbashev shoots it. And it goes just wide. Minnesota with the puck will clear it down the other way and into the Vegas end. Eichel takes it behind the net. Jack Eichel will now move it through the zone. Dangles it in. Feeds it up to the point. A shot from Smith. And it goes wide. Behind the net then, McNabb will throw it down low. Barbashev for Eichel. To the point to Hannafin. McLeod a shot. And saved by Gustafsson. Minnesota trying to clear it out of the zone. They do so successfully. Here's Gaudreau. Up then. Spurgeon, a slap shot. And a save by Hill. (18-15) are the shots. As we continue to roll through this one. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Face off, won by Vegas. Haig throws it around behind the net to Whitecloud. Kicked around then by Rossi. Back over to Faber, who regroups with the puck. Faber tries dumping it into the zone. Foligno clears it in. Stolen back then by the Golden Knights. Saad dumps it back into the zone. Down low. Faber. Battling for now in the Minnesota end. Foligno now trying to pick it up. Nyquist moves it in. Broken up then by the Knights. Tries poke checking it ahead. Minnesota steals it and dumps it back into the zone. And it goes in on Hill. He'll make the save. And some pushing and shoving here. A little over 2 minutes into this third period. Vegas with a 2-1 lead off of a Dorofeev power play goal. Face-off coming here now in the Vegas end. It's won by the Wild. Boldy plays it up to the point. Pass up then. Boyum a shot. Saved by Hill. Down low in the corner. Kaprizov with it. Throws it up to the point. Kept in by Bogosian. Boyum back with it. Waits. Fires it. And goes wide. Hannafin. A pass up then through the zone. 3-on-2 for Vegas. Howden. He's in. He scores! Brett Howden. 3-1 Vegas. Number 21 on the Knights. Tucks it past Gustafsson on the breakaway. Bogosian gave him way too much room there on that one, and he comes right through and wires it. Past Philip Gustafsson. Nice play there by Howden. And Vegas is now up by 2 here with 17:32 left in the third period. That's Howden's 7th career playoff goal. He had a career high of goals in the regular season, 23. And Minnesota now has a bigger hill to climb. Face-off won by Minnesota. Dumps it into the zone. Vegas trying to regroup here. Carlson now intercepted. Taking it down low is Johansson as Zuccarello knocks over, I think that was Smith. Played up in the zone. Zuccarello getting tapped off there by multiple Golden Knights as a circle back around. He'll move it back into the zone and pass over to Hartman. Hartman shoots it. Saved by Hill. Puck up to the point. Spurgeon. Over. Middleton a shot and blocked in front there. Back up to the point. Johansson over. A slap shot. And it goes wide. In the zone still. Johansson. Back over then in the zone. Hartman a shot and it goes wide there. Johansson then trying to get it back down low. Zuccarello up to the point to Faber. Brodin back to Faber as they circulate. Over to Zuccarello. Throws it down low into the zone. Brodin. Vegas trying to control it here now as White Cloud trying to hold it up against the boards. Remember, Minnesota needs 2 goals here to tie this one up. 3 to win. Hartman gets knocked over there and cleared the other way by the Golden Knights. And I think that might be an icing. And the Wild are yelling at the Golden Knights officials for no call and icing against the Golden Knights. As Hartman took a Oh, look, I don't like to be biased, but how do you not call that? More or less, they're battling forward in the corner, and Haig turns around and cross-checks Hartman in the face. That's crazy how that's not a call. That's crazy. Oh my God, how is that not a call? Oh my goodness. Face-off coming here now in the Golden Knights zone. It's won by the Knights. Played down the other way. They'll chip it through and into the zone. A little over 4 minutes left here in the third period. Faber to Brodin. Brodin sends it up. Eichel intercepts it. They'll dump it back into the zone. 100% agree, Rob. Thrown around then, back up to the point. Theodore then gives it away. Golden Knights get it right back. Barbashev throws it back down low behind the net. Up at the point. Theodore shoots it. Blocked in front. And throws it down low. Stone carrying it with it now over to Eichel. Eichel dumps it down low. On the right side, Vegas takes it back into the zone. A shot. Dorofeev misses the net. Frederick Gaudreau will pick it up. Passing it up to Trennan, who moves it down low in the zone. Picked up then by Hannafin. Stolen back then by Dorofeev, who gives it up to Eichel. Eichel with some room. A back pass up then for Pietrangelo, who sends it back into the corner. Up in front for Dorofeev. He's in. Saved by Gustafsson. Kind of loses his ground there a little bit. He gets the puck back and his feet can't control it. Middleton will steal it back here and clear it down the other way. I can't believe that wasn't a penalty. Battling on the right side. Vegas trying to pick it up. They'll dump it down into the Minnesota zone. Down low, Vegas in front. Sada backhand saved by Gustafsson. Rebound. He's out of his crease. Vegas pushing at it. And Wild get into the corner. Kolasar to the point. White Cloud a shot. And a glove saved by Gustafsson. Shots are 21-17. As Vegas takes a 3-1 lead here with a goal from Howden. But if there's one person you should blame this game on, it's not Gustafsson. He's had a very good performance here so far. Just his team cannot produce any offense in front of him. 22 shots on goal tonight, 19 saves. Has allowed 3 against, but those 3 weren't really his fault. Poor defensive coverage. One of them was a power play goal. Not perfect, but he's been good tonight. Brodin down low in the corner. Throws it out of the zone. Kept in though by Vegas. Kolasar fighting with it here. Stolen back then by Foligno. Up for Rossi, who dumps it into the zone. Kolasar Over to Waugh, intercepted there by the Wild. They keep it up at the point. Foligno shoots it, blocked in front. Howden gets it right back for Vegas. They'll rush it the other way. Into the zone is Waugh trying to get to that puck. It's stolen back by Minnesota and pass the other way. Rossi through the zone to Foligno. Shoots it just wide of the net. Battling on the right side. Vegas clears it out of their own zone. Zuccarello holding it here now. 13 minutes left in the third. Wild with it here in the neutral zone. They'll dump it back in. Zuccarello now feeds it over then to Johansson. Back down low. Spurgeon gives it back to him. To the point to Hartman. Hartman shoots it. Blocked in front there. Olofsson trying to get to it. And cleared down the other way. Spurgeon sends it through center ice. And a penalty upcoming here against the Golden Knights. And at least they called something here against Vegas, because, I don't know, that missed call on Hartman was ugly. So, looks like McNabb is going to go to the box here for, I think, interference. And we'll come back from commercial break with the Minnesota power play for the first time tonight. But Vegas with a 3-1 lead here. It's going to be a big climb for the Minnesota Wild. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here so far. Got another 12 minutes here. 10 minutes left at least. Those of you who have tuned in tonight and have not yet subscribed, I would appreciate if you would do so. But again, if you want to watch the full broadcast and consider, that's fine with me too, as long as you're here enjoying the broadcast. That's all that matters to me. Just subscribing and obviously liking the live stream helps the viewership. So help other people find this stream.
One battery powers all tools. Find an Ego retailer near you.
We have people who said they've had Domino's stuffed crust pizza before to compare it to our new stuffed crust.
Better than the one they have for me.
Only Domino's has never had stuffed crust before. Are you kidding? Until now. Introducing Domino's new and first ever stuffed crust pizza. Try one for the first time tonight.
Whew. All right, back here for a Minnesota power play. Let's take a look at the penalty. Bogosian skating up on the right side. Waugh moving it into the zone. Playoff no whistle hockey is not right. I think you need to, I think when it's right, like I get it, not calling some of the plays, but you need to call the ones that are obvious, and that one was that one was obvious, that was not called. And this is a makeup call for that, it seems. Power play here for Minnesota. Boyum joining the Minnesota Wild on the first PP unit here. They'll move it into the zone. Kaprizov to Boldy. Back to Kaprizov to Boldy here at the point. Boldy to Boyum to Boldy. Boldy holds it as Vegas is killed. Tries to lock it down here. To the point to Boyum. He shoots it just above the net. Back down low into the corner now. Boldy clears it all the way down the other way. And in on Gustafsson. Kaprizov. Over to Boldy. They need a goal here desperately. To the point to Boyum. He can't keep it in. Oh, man. Zuccarello back to Boldy, who breaks it into the zone. Throws it around to the right side. Kaprizov with it. Will throw it back then behind the net. Boldy to Eriksson Ek. Back to Kaprizov. Up to the point then for Zuccarello. To Kaprizov. To Boldy. He can't shoot it. Oh, my goodness. Boldy back with it. 45 seconds left in the power play. Zuccarello shoots it. Blocked in front and cleared out of the zone by Vegas. 30 seconds left here on the Wild power play. Down low, Boyum with it. Trying to control the puck. Zuccarello now behind the net. 20 seconds left on the Wild power play. A pass up then for Johansson. Johansson down the right side, moves it into the zone, looks for options, throws it up to the point to Spurgeon. Spurgeon to Johansson. To Nyquist. Back to Johansson. Throws it up to the point. Spurgeon a shot. And off the blocker of Hill. And that'll do it for the power play. Back to even strength. Wild keep it in the zone. It's Hartman. Hartman moving it now behind the net. Halfway through this third period. Score is 3-1 Vegas. Spurgeon fires it down low. A shot from Nyquist. Rebound in front. It's loose. And Hill makes the save. It's still loose. You got a Knight in the crease. Knights get that puck out. Shots were 22-19. Wild racking up some shots here, at least recently. Moving the puck down the other way now. Minnesota gets it. They'll clear it in. 10 minutes left in the third period. Down low in the corner. Trennan battling for it here. Fighting with Waugh. It breaks out there for Barbashev, and the Wild dump it right back in. Picked up then by Whitecloud. Slid through the zone. Here come the Knights. 2-on-1 the other way. Barbashev with Waugh. He circles around and throws it back down low. Kolasar now behind the net to the point. Haig a shot. Saved by Gustafsson. And Nick Haig with a laser, and Gustafsson makes the big save there. And he's looked nothing short of just incredible here tonight for the Minnesota Wild. He's kind of backstopped them to the game it's been, even though they're losing. If it weren't for him, this game would be a lot worse than what it was. And we'll go to commercial break here with about 9 minutes left. 3-1 Vegas.
Coaches, no nonsense. All business, especially up top. Coaches focus on the importance of strength and conditioning. Coaches never call it the JV and expect an MVP performance. There is no I in Supercut. Coaches know that Supercut stylists take more reps than the competition, and you know what practice makes. I like it. Honestly, could this many coaches be wrong?
Which refs are worse, the NFL or NHL? I don't know. NHL refs, like, they can be pretty bad. But the NFL, I feel like, at least in my opinion, I don't watch a lot of NFL. I'm a hockey guy all the way through. From what I hear, it feels like the NFL just rigs games. They just rig every game. I don't know what truth that is, but it kind of feels like it for some weird reason. I don't know. That's just my opinion. All right. Here we go. Back for this second half of the third period. 9:37 left in this fun-filled doubleheader night. We're almost done. Unless if Minnesota has a surprise tying game here, then we won't be. Hurdle now going up in against, I believe that is Gaudreau. Face off. Won by the Knights. Haig at the point. Shoots it just wide of the net. Wild take it down the other way. I just like good hockey. But honestly, I want to go to bed. So I kind of am like pulling for Vegas to win this. But this has been fun. I really enjoy this. This is a lot of fun that I'm having. So I wouldn't mind if we have more time, but I am getting a little bit tired. Puck in front here for Gaudreau. He can't finish that. Tries passing it up to the point. Haig will intercept it down low. Gaudreau shows it in front end. A glove save by Hill. I think barring anything crazy, Vegas has this in the bag. Just in my opinion. I don't think Minnesota's playing bad, but Aiden Hill and just looks good. I don't know if you're beating him again, to be honest with you. Face-off coming here now. Inside of the Vegas end. And it's won by the Golden Knights. Taken back behind the net. McNabb tries throwing it around. Barbashev trying to get that puck too. Kept in though by the Wild at the point. Kaprizov skating it around here behind the net. Looking to make some magic happen. Shoots it. Goes wide of the net. Down low. Brodin with it. Over then for McNabb, who sends it up to the point. Kept in though by the Wild. Faber shoots that one wide. On the right side, Theodore picks up that puck for Vegas. Back to Eichel, who circles around. Feeds it back then for White Cloud, who gets it to neutral zone and dumped down the other way. Brodin picks up that pass, sends it to Kaprizov. Back for Boldy into the zone. Back to Kaprizov, looks, shoots it, deflected in front. Boldy, behind the net, he scores! Matt Boldy, his second of the night. And the lead has been cut to 1. Kind of just lost my train of thought there for a second. 8:14 left here in the third period. Suddenly, it's a 1-goal game. Okay, we got some time here, ladies and gentlemen, for this to turn a different way. I'm thinking for a second, I'm like, ooh, Boldy's taking that puck around. I don't know. And Minnesota makes it a 1-goal game. Suddenly, it just got very interesting. All right. Face-off, won by the Knights. Put it in the neutral zone now. Dumped in by Barbashev behind the net. Here come the Wild. Zuccarello will clear that one into the zone. Down low now. Haig trying to throw it around. Picked up again then by Riley Smith. Smith to Olofsson, who sends it down low. Fighting for it here now. Carlson throws it in front end. No Golden Knight is there. Here's Hartman into the zone. Hartman moves it into Zuccarello. Tries throwing it down low. Stolen back there by the Knights. Wow, get it back. Hartman shoots it. Save in front. Rebound. And played back up to the point. Bogosian on the right side. Dumps it back down low. 7.5 minutes to go here in the third period. Cleared into the zone. A shot from Zuccarello goes up in the air and behind the net. Colasar now battling for it. Haig throws it down low to Pietrangelo. An outlet pass is missed as it slides all the way back into the Wild end, and an icing against Vegas with 7 minutes left. Just got intriguing here, folks. All right, face-off coming here now in the Vegas end. Minnesota looking to tie. Can they get it done? I guess we'll see. Won by the Golden Knights. They play it behind the net. Clear it all the way down the other way. Back into the Minnesota zone. It's Brodin who will wait. Kept in though by Vegas. Stolen up at the point then. Down the other way now is Eriksson Ek, who chips it through the zone up in the air. Hill makes the save. Oh my God, he went way out of his net there to try and get that. Puck is deflected down the other way and out of the zone. Vegas will try and clear it, but Minnesota has clear control of the puck. Boldy feeds it back then over for Brodin to Faber. Back to Brodin again. 6:25. Pass up through the neutral zone as it slides back in. White Cloud battling forward here on the right side. Looking for options. Puck passed up the Dorofiev. He comes in. Holds it to the backhand and a save by Gustafson once again. And with 6:10 left here in the third period, Matt Boldy with a goal to make it a 3-2 game here, and it just got interesting. There's still a lot of time left. This is far from over, guys. This is far from over. And I am intrigued. Face off here, won by the Wild. Behind the net then, Middleton will shoot it through the neutral zone, back into Vegas' end. Saad will take it back down low. Hurdle shoots it up in the air and out of play. By the way, that was Matt Boldy's second goal of the game. And he tucks that one on a wraparound play from Aiden Hill. And it could be an electric finish here in the Fortress. Be sure to stick around here for the final 6 minutes of this game, if possibly more, to be honest. Still got a lot of time here. Matt Boldy hat trick. It kind of seems like it, maybe. Maybe he can pick up the third goal here to tie this one up. All right. All right. Wow, crazy stat. With Kaprizov and Eriksson Ek, the Wild are 26-2. Without both of them, they are 10-10-3. Hope the Oilers lose tomorrow. Hey, we'll see. You'll find out in a whole 24 hours from now. 5:58 here left in the third period. Vegas up by 1. Face-off won by Minnesota. Spurgeon with it now behind the net. Plays it through the zone up for Kaprizov. Nyquist intercepts it. It's still in the Minnesota zone. Hurdle trying to go to the net. And stop there. Kept then by Dorofeev, who's hit from behind by Foligno. Picked up by the Knights. Stad shoots it up in the air and goes behind the net. Back down low now. Hurdle trying to get to it here. Taken by Nyquist here now, down the other way. Picked up then by Saad. Brandon Saad to Hurdle. Drops a pass up. White Cloud tried shooting it on net there and was intercepted and blocked in front. Pass up then for Kaprizov as Minnesota tries and get into the Vegas zone and start getting some shots on here. Vegas is holding them to the outside. 24-20 are the shots. Kaprizov gets that one into the zone. And that one goes into the netting and out of play with less than 5 minutes to go. A good play there from Rossi on White Cloud, not letting him get the shot on net. Otherwise, who knows at that point. Face-off coming here once again. Eriksson Ek now versus Eichel. And it's won by the Wild. Stone played around to the right side, clears it out. It goes down the other way. Racing for it now is Barbashev. He gets to it first. Hit by two Wild players. Erickson Ek then back up to Boldy. Boldy with Faber, a 3-on-3 the other way. A pass over, intercepted. Still in the zone, and it's offside. Now I want to see them tie it. I want to see some overtime. Now I want some overtime. Now that I won it, we're not going to get it. So, just so you guys know, now that I won it, we're not going to get it. Unfortunately. That's how it works. Minnesota with 9 comeback wins in the third period in the regular season. 4th most in the league. Pietrangelo with the puck now, gets it out of the Vegas end, clears it down the other way. Minnesota regroups. Faber feeds a pass up then for Erickson Ek, who dumps it into the zone. Now Hannafin spins it back to Pietrangelo, who clears it down the other way. Need Vegas to win by 2. Zuccarello plays it back then for Faber. There is still a possibility for an empty net. Dumped into the zone. Zuccarello tries dumping it. Intercepted by Vegas. 2-on-2 the other way. Into the zone. Wah. He's in. A backhand save by Gustafsson. Wah still has it. Shoots it. Save in front. And Kolasar throws it down low. McNabb tries getting it now behind the net. Back up then and over for Wah. Wah throws it up to the point. McNabb shoots it just wide of the net. Kolasar now with it. Looking for options here now. Throws it up to the point to McNabb. McNabb over. Theodore shoots it. And that one's also blocked. 3 minutes left here in the third period. 26-20 are the shots. Minnesota, if they want to make this a tie game, they need to get into the offensive zone. Middleton down low. Intercepted by Vegas. That's how it works. Oh, yeah, I love that. Taken back then by Brodin, who dumps it down low. Vegas intercepts that pass. 2:40 left here in the third. Saad picks it up back for Hurdle. Hurdle trying to move it in. Deflected down low. Stolen back then by Gaudreau, who shoots it the other way. And Vegas steals it back once again. They're playing 3 guys back. They're being very, very, very conservative. We'll see when they can pull Gustafsson. Bouillon holds it and waits. Gustafsson looking at the bench. He won't go just yet. A pass up then for Faber. Faber to Erickson Ek. Shoots it. Saved by Hill. Down low on the right side. Eichel steals it back. Here he comes the other way. Breaking free for a Gustafsson. He shoots it. Save there. And a whistle blown for an offside with 1:59 left here in the third period. Minnesota still with the 3-2 lead. We'll get a neutral zone draw here just outside of the Wild net. And Hines is saying if they win the draw, come to the net or come to the bench. So Gustafsson's looking. It's Eichel versus Erickson Ek. And it's won by Vegas. Cleared into the zone. Down low. Faber trying to play it here around. Gives it up and over for Erickson Ek. To Boldy, who dumps it down low. Kaprizov then up to the point. Thrown back for Kaprizov in front for Erickson Ek. And Gustafsson's going. They shoot towards the empty net. He makes the save before he gets over there. And played back the other way. 90 seconds left here in the game. Zuccarello dumps it into the zone. Down low, Hill plays it to Pietrangelo. Thrown all the way around off the glass and out of play. And they won't get a delay of game penalty, but they will pull the goaltender. All right. Oh, did I say wow with the 3-2 lead? Sorry, Vegas with the 3-2 lead. My apologies. Shots are 26-21. Let's see what the Wild can get done here. They'll call their timeout with 1:22 remaining. Just want to say one last time, thank you everybody so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you are new, please do consider subscribing to join the great community that we have here on this channel. We do these live streams every single week. And if you guys could stick around for that, I would appreciate it. By the way, we are doing Game 2 and Game 4 of this series. We're almost done, folks. And this Vegas arena is loud and rowdy. And they got Booyam out there on the ice. Try and get this thing going. Look at that. The young kid, a lot on the line here for him. His first NHL game ever. It doesn't count because he's in the playoffs, but some cool stuff. All right. Face-off. Won by the Wild. Booyam. Up to the point. Pass over them for Zuccarello. To Kaprizov. Behind the net. Kaprizov. Evading Pietrangelo. Back to Zuccarello. Holds the puck. Down low to Kaprizov. In front. It slides up to Booyam. A pass over. Intercepted by Carlson. He's got room. He's tripped. And it goes high of the empty net. And Minnesota takes a penalty. Thank you, Sodom. I appreciate that. 61 seconds left. The Wild take a penalty. Oh, yikes. And Vegas goes to the power play. 61 seconds left here in the regulation. And Minnesota takes a penalty. Oh, man. That's rough. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. And for those who didn't want overtime, that kind of writes things off there. So Matt Boldy to the box for tripping. I mean, he has to make the play to have that happen, but not ideal. So now it's 5-on-4 here. Vegas will get a power play with a minute left. Let's see if Minnesota can win it and get it down the other way and hopefully get a scoring chance here. Gaudreau versus Carlson. Face-off one here by the Golden Knights. Carlson trying to play it down low behind the net. He's tied up by Brodin. Eichel throws it up to the point. Hannafin to Pietrangelo. To Carlson. Throws it down low to Stone. 40 seconds left. Time really winding down here. Wild get it. Gaudreau. A pass up to Faber, who dumps it into the zone. And Hill goes behind the net, throws it around. And Gustafsson will stay in the net. Eichel clears it out of the zone. Less than 30 seconds left. Faber back then over for Gaudreau to Kaprizov, and Gustafsson's going. Kaprizov down the other way. He fumbles and loses his edge. Spurgeon dumps it back into the zone, and it goes out of play with 9.9 left. Is the faceoff in the zone? Is the faceoff in the zone? Oh, no, it's not. Steven's got the word. Hey, there's still time for Vegas to score an empty net goal. Puck is at neutral zone. They're going to pull the tendy here with 9.9 left. It makes it a 5v5. Under 10 seconds left. Face-off. Won by Minnesota. Kaprizov dumps it into the zone. 7 seconds left. They'll race for it. 5 seconds. Battle for it in the corner. And Vegas will take game 1 of this series. And Brett Howden, I think, got an empty net goal there. Steven, does that count? No, I don't think it counts. Never mind. Final score, 3-2 in favor of Vegas. No, it doesn't count. That's unfortunate. Final score, 3-2 in favor of Vegas. And they take a 1-0 lead here in this series. Well played by Minnesota, though. Well played. I thought they played pretty decent, but just couldn't get one past Hill when it mattered. Or get into the zone when it mattered, to be honest with you. Did it count? No, that doesn't count. All right, well, that's it for this live stream. That's it for this fun night of hockey. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you are new, please do consider subscribing. We got a great community here. We're off tomorrow with the streams, but we'll be back on Tuesday for a triple header. That's it for me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stream.